What's your sense of the collaboration between the humanitarian aid actors who are trying to secure access and the political ramifications behind the scenes? What's your sense of how that's progressing?
Look, my sense from what I read and from what I hear from my colleagues is really that that's broken down as well. Because you have these meetings in Geneva, you get a feeling that, okay, a settlement has been reached, a ceasefire for a few days, a cessation of hostilities, and then it all breaks down in the hours that follow. So it's very uncertain as regards access to the war zones, to the conflict-ridden zones, where the most vulnerable people are dying. I mean, I don't know, I feel really that somehow our humanity as people who care for other people, the word solidarity, that has just disappeared from the political agenda at the moment. We're just talking about numbers. The whole question is dehumanized. And there are some very serious people here, including Commissioner Kristalina Georgieva, who, as you know, has written this, is part of this high panel report on disaster relief in the coming years. And they are trying desperately to bring this higher up the agenda, but it's politics in the end. And we're living in a world where really the disconnect, I think, between the reality on the ground and what's being said here in Brussels or in Macedonia or in Hungary is just completely out of the reality of what's happening. So I'm really, really downbeat at the moment. I think the humanitarians have to cry and scream harder. But even that, the voices are being drowned out by the racist and the discriminatory practices.
And can this be tackled by more funding, better collaboration, coordination, or is this really a political blockade?
Well, all of the above. So you do need better coordination, you need more money, you need better intentions, you need more connected strategies between governments and the EU institutions and the donors. You need this trilateral or triangular dialogue to be much more intensified. But there is a political blockage. I mean, if you look at Europe today, I was writing a story yesterday. I think history will judge Europe very, very harshly. At the moment, we're all in this mess, in this crisis situation. Nobody's really looking or commenting or thinking long term. But once we do settle down, I think history is going to judge Europe very, very harshly. Because, this is not something that you can forget about. This is going to be part of our conscience for a very, very long time. And I think this is going to be way on European shoulders. So, yes, all of these things are important, but they're not being done in the way they should be done, with the intensity and the regularity and the certainty that they should be done.
It's obviously not an optimistic outlook from your perspective, but I just wondered if there was any room for optimism here in terms of any models that are being mobilized in response to the crisis.
Well, I think the main thing is that there is also a parallel universe where people who are arriving are being greeted by the people of Lesbos or whatever you want to say in Germany, etc. They are being greeted, they are being registered, they are being led to shelters, they are being given the basic requirements. So you do have that happening. But the whole thing I want to say, Richard, is that it's in the hands now of smugglers. I mean, I think the first thing that refugees and the first people refugees encounter when they arrive in Europe are the smugglers, are the traffickers, are the operators who will take them from one place to another, who will find the bus, who will find the lorry, who will find the train, who will get them the tickets to get them from one place to another. So whereas all the NGOs and, as I said, the local authorities are trying desperately, and I think some of them really deserve to be accredited with it and acclaimed for it, I think the focus very much is now on where do they go first. And if you read the stories, if you talk to these people, a lot of them are the first people they encounter are really the traffickers.